Hey everyone, welcome back to more Endless Legend 2. I'm DisturbingPuppet. We're continuing our campaign here as the Drakken, and you might have noticed things look very different than they did last time, and that's because I kind of got fed up with these guys' game. So the Forgotten, I think is what they're called, the spy type race over here that were occupying the eastern half of this continent. So they just kept spying on me, causing problems, shutting down my production, causing issues, sabotaging things, all that kind of stuff. And then they declared war on me. And at first I was going to just shut down the war because I'm trying to play as sort of a nice faction. And I decided, it's the second time they've declared war on me. Let's go ahead and take a couple territories from them, and we'll kind of see how it goes. So I went ahead and grabbed Laracy and Shiamare. Almost no resistance at all. So I strolled into Asamel and was going to call it good at that point. Their capital was up here in Sarad. And they went ahead and launched an attack at me. I wiped out their entire army. The capital was undefended. So, like, okay, I'll just take it. And so it was just like literally like one turn, two turns, three, like 3 or 4 turns, and had all the Empire except for Donadan. The only reason I didn't take Donadan, initially there was no city up here. The Guardian was hanging out in this area, and I think it had destroyed their city before, and the Guardian was still here. So really the Guardian was the only thing holding me back. But then once I kind of got some guys over here, actually just last turn, I killed the Guardian, and we're now about to take these guys out. And really, I kind of view it as like we're not wiping them out. Their populations are still there. They're still in the Empire. We just decided, you're too unreliable. You belong inside our Protectorate. So we're just going to make that happen. So that's kind of what we've done. We've sort of eliminated the problem of their own leadership causing issues, and we're just going to take them out here pretty much immediately. So I've been spending a huge amount of time and money building up these territories that I took over. I've only got 5k right now because I just spent a whole bunch doing a bunch of upgrades and things and buying some units. So that's part of why I'm down. We're getting a ton, like over a grand coming in. We're getting a huge amount of research now. So right now, over 3,000 research per turn for the Empire, which is just bonkers. Yeah, it's been really interesting. So I do have a fleet that's very slowly checking out the coast here, full stack of 8. Unfortunately, it can only move in the winter like 1 space. Normally it's like 2 or 3, I think. I still have not found Masan, but I'm kind of running out of quests to do. You can see I've only got the main one, which is take Masan, and then I've got the quest for the sea monster that's somewhere out over in this area in Smezroth. You can see that the Wild Walkers have grabbed a whole bunch of ocean tiles, which is going to be a problem. I am almost definitely going to have to declare war on them to kind of check things out and at least free the oceans of their control. But I will need to build a big fleet, which is being helped by the fact that I'm grabbing some cities that can now build some additional seacraft for us. Um, yes, so it's been an interesting set of turns. I do have a couple settlers who are heading out, so I've got one heading down to Urleb, I've got one heading to Mach. They're pretty much almost there. Like, we're right here. Like, next turn we can settle here and here, probably. Not a huge amount of stuff here, but we can build ships. We've got some interesting resources like Palladium, some more titanium, which I do need. There's more of the Hyperium and all that good stuff. Actually, that's the other area. What do we get here? Not much. I think this territory is actually not that useful, but this one is because it does have the palladium and titanium on it. But just to, clear up the border gore, these guys have not really done anything to me. They've sort of just kind of sat around, not doing much. I do have another settler that might be heading out, and I'm not sure if I want to grab Morkdra. Marijuana is actually a better territory for me, at least initially, but I don't really have an army here to defend. We're flying through the tech tree now, like just massively moving along. I've got a few things we're going now to Brigade, and we've got some more Guardians we can build. We'll have to look at them. We've unlocked a bunch of different kinds of weapons. Just flying through a bunch of different stuff. As far as our objectives go, so we have, in this area, we grabbed the Scientist and Leader of Leaders. In this one, we've grabbed Elder and the Glorious Father. I am currently in second position for this. I haven't been focusing on getting my fortifications in the cities up super high, that's why. Here I already have the Inspiring Commander. I'm in the lead for the Hero of Heroes. I just need one more hero to get up to level 8 for that. And over here, I just need to build a whole bunch more of the, is it districts? Yeah, so I currently have 11, which puts me at number 1. My population's kind of exploded. Things have been going very well, generally speaking, anyway. So let's take a look at the status screen. So we're now way up here. Military, way higher than everybody else. Expansion, population. I feel like it's been exploding, but the Wild Walkers are doing a good job. Research, we're miles ahead of everybody else. Yeah, so it's been interesting, but as far as our quest goes, I've made basically no progress compared to everybody else. Everyone else is like maxed out, and they need to grab certain tiles, but I kind of have a bunch of them locked down, so I don't think they can really do much without going to war with me. And I can always just stop people from going to war with me whenever I want. We did max out our science here, so I've got a bunch of interesting bonuses for this. So with that all the way up, what are we getting? It's a whole bunch of things. We're getting like extra production, extra science, and the last step, I don't even remember what it was. It's all kind of mixed together here, unfortunately. If I look at this, yeah, so 20% science, buildings cost less, extra science on every district, and extra production on every district. And then we're running the vision and happiness, gold, and production. Happiness is actually becoming a bit of an issue. As you can kind of see, overall it's 81, and it was way lower than this when I took over those territories before. So that's kind of where we're at. I do have a couple boosters we can run. I'm kind of waiting for winter to be over to hit the Duskwater because it'll increase my gold production, which is pretty fantastic. And this we just had run out, but we're kind of fine on it, the food. Kind of saving this up for winter because right now it's costing me 80 resources to get a booster going, just because the population and the cities. And we're going to settle some more, so it's going to cost even more. Yay. So yeah, if I want to take this, the monster is out here somewhere. The other region is down here we could try to go for. I would like to bolster. We are building at least a couple ships here, I think, to head down and get this up. I kind of want to check this out, but if we head around and we get into like their territory for ocean, I might just have to declare war on them and start just trashing their territories and taking them over the ocean territories anyway. Just let that fleet do whatever it can. Yeah, gold coming in. As soon as winter's over, we'll have way more gold input. All right, so up here, how are we looking? Well, we've got you kind of surrounded in your last city. You're out of movement. You're already here ready to go, and you're here ready to go. Let's just take it. I haven't been besieging cities. I've just been attacking them directly, which just means that the fortification bonus just goes to a health bonus to the defenders. And we've got plenty of power to just kind of storm our way through this. So we'll just auto this. This should be absolutely no problem. Is your empire not dead, I wonder? Do you have more territories? Oh, he is dead. Look at that. The Kui the Forgotten have been defeated. It lives on only in tales. See, I don't really view it as like we wiped them out, because their populations are still here. We're just sort of governing them now. So it's really more of a change of leadership. Alright, so now that we have this territory, we've got nothing really set up here. Things are not great. Let's at least have enough food for everybody. That would be nice. We've got some progress. So one of these is destroyed. One hasn't been discovered by these guys. That's odd. Alright. Okay, what we need to do is get some production, preferably. We must have, I think, the basic ones in the front, top row. Let's see. I think my priority... We could get the cities back up and running, because then they'll be happy with me. There's a lot of production, so grass silk, palladium, adamantium, so good resources here, actually. So what we're going to do, let's start off with just the stronghold and infantry and a granary, and I'm just going to go ahead and buy that. And once winter is over, we'll be in a much better shape, but we'll kind of do a little bit of exploring, see if we can find that last village. I'm curious if this connects to anything up here. Seems like this continent is separate, but I don't know about that other one. So as far as our overall production stuff goes, we have just massive amounts of stuff going on. So the old capital here, working on getting some convoys, trade networks, all that kind of stuff running. In my capital, we now have over 1,000 production, which is just bonkers. We can kind of make any land army here. Unfortunately, we're not connected to the ocean here, so I can't really pump out a navy super quick from here. But I can make units very, very fast here. Wyverns would be nice to just kind of spy on stuff, so maybe we'll do a bunch of those. Up here, there's a pretty good production center here. Over here, we've got over 1,000 science coming in from this one city alone, and with our just kind of residual production working on a wyvern. Kind of building this up to get some sea power moving out eventually. I am moving some units around to sort of get my armies up to the maximum 8. We're doing a lot of gold production here, although I am working on a few other things. And see, generally happiness not super great. Sort of depends on where we are in the Empire. The Imperial News Network will help once we get that going everywhere, plus 20 happiness in the cities. So I have a lot of things that I've paid to kind of get faster, and we've kind of been rushing through things fairly quickly. I think... Yeah, so we've got a few borough streets and things coming. That's quite cheap. Let's just pay for that. This is going to take a while. We could pay this down if I get a bunch of extra spare cash. Borough Street, good. There's our new little place we just grabbed. Yep. That is the state of the Empire, so I think we're just going to go ahead and hit it and see what happens. We don't really have anything to fight here anymore, but this, like I said, yeah, could connect. We might want to go exploring. I'm really hoping winter ends ASAP. I will be very happy if winter ends ASAP. It has been a long winter. It seems like it's getting longer. Could just be because the turns are taking longer to get through because I'm doing so much stuff with all my cities. So many things being built. So yeah, just tons and tons of stuff coming in. Winter is still not over. Alright. Alright, so you're leveling up. This guy's in my capital, just giving us a nice bonus. So a whole bunch of bonuses. Some extra security. We could get my fortifications up. That would help for that quest. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know if it gets us high enough. This is... Where's your level? 7. Yeah, this is our second of this same guy that we have. Let's just keep going with health, I think, for everybody in the army. I could get a hero. I've built up a fairly decent army down here on Marin, but I want to pick up a hero, and then they're all in the city. But we could pop them out, throw a hero on it, and then launch them across, and just start rampaging around if we wanted to go to war with the Wild Walkers as another front. And a bunch of units have gone up. Excellent. All right, let's start over here. We'll take a look with our ships and see what we can see. I'm still trying to find Masan. Unfortunately, we're very slow because of the current winter conditions. Over here, you actually are immune to winter's movement effects. So I'm going to move you. And even though he flies, he can't really get that far very quickly. So I'm just going to kind of hang out here, I think. We've got somebody heading up to link up with you to get you to full strength. So we'll start heading back. Okay, so we've got her. I have upgraded her gear. I need to upgrade everyone else's gear because I have gotten to the next tier of stuff for everybody. But we've got a few things to settle. So I think we had a plan here to settle there. That makes sense to me, I think. Can't quite reach it, so we'll get there next time. Here, I think we're going to do the same. We just can't quite get where I wanted to go, which is right there. Fortunately, it's also going to cycle through the people that I'm not moving. Okay, there were pearls out here. That's kind of what we were doing. Just kind of looking around for pearls. Oh, there's one back there. Okay. Yeah, just fly back to that one. They're kind of easier to spot once winter's over. They stand out a bit more. You just grabbed a pearl there. Some pearls out that way. We could head that direction, I suppose. And then we've got my other little settler here, slowly creeping their way down the road. Even on the roads in the winter, we're very, very slow. So you're heading up to link up with this guy's army. And then I've got these guys also heading in to link up with that army to get them to max strength. And then you're coming down to link up with her, which isn't going to get her to max strength. We'll need one more unit to come down. And we've got a new ship, so we send the ship out. Once I've got 8 out here, we'll start exploring, I think. Alright, so that is all for my units. So let's take a look at the capital first here. So Fedoro has expanded all over the place. It's just this big sprawling mass. I don't know if there's even anything I can build that's that helpful. The funding would get me a bunch more research here, which I do kind of passively just produce a ton of research, which is nice. Titanium is a big problem for me still. I am getting 7 now, but it's kind of going down pretty quickly, and I just burned through a big supply of adamantium that I had. So I had a ton. I felt like I wasn't ever going to run out, but now I'm actually running out. So I have to be a bit careful about what I build. So Ancient and Wyvern, I don't think any of my units right now are using any of the special resources. I think we're all doing just dust weapons and dust armor and stuff, just because it's kind of easier. But I do have a decent amount of Hyperium and Mithrite now, so we could kind of move over to that. But I think I'm going to do my heroes first. Then I'll worry about everything else. In the meantime, we're just kind of burning that stuff for production of units. We could get another Scyther. You do cost a bunch of stuff. But I've got the Ancient and then a Wyvern. I think we just pump out a bunch of Wyverns, probably. Just to kind of scout stuff for us. At least in the short term, that's kind of what I'm going to do. Okay, up here. A few things coming out. We do have a few things set after, so that's okay. And once we kind of run out of things to build in a city, we'll just dump into gold and research production, most likely. Kind of like what we're doing here, just everybody's focused on the research. And we're just kind of passively building a Wyvern, so that works for me. I don't think there's anything special I can do. Yeah, literally nothing I can build up here. Do need to get the coasts built up, though, because I do want to start pumping out ships all over the place. That's kind of my medium-term goal here as we move on. That's fine for now. Nyleria, good production center here, but not really too much I'm going to do. So increasing our production, increasing happiness and all kinds of production from our population, and just getting a nice increase in our gold production is kind of what we're looking at. Doing that in a lot of places. The central market helping get the population being happy, Benevolent Emperor saving me some cash, all that kind of stuff. Here we're kind of dumping a bunch of people into cash production all the time. A little bit of production otherwise. Fine with that. Okay, so we're kind of doing happiness, general improvements, expand the city. After that, we go back to ships. Except it looks like... yeah, I don't have the resources I need. Okay, we're running out of adamantium. I think I'll just buy some. Let's buy, say, like 30 or so. Mainly focusing on kind of the faster ships down here. I could redesign these guys, because I kind of designed these ships when I had just a ton. Let's go with just the boarding vessel. Main up here actually becoming a pretty nice city for us. Mainly built this just to get access to a bunch of wine and a few other resources. But it's actually turned out to be a very good little city for us. Jerkador doing all right. Moving along. Thing we really need. We could get some more science. That's always just generally nice. Doesn't cost much. Throw that in there. Okay. Doyach. So we're kind of seeing we're now kind of way over here in some of these ones that I grabbed a bit later. These ones at the pillar, I'm pretty sure, are ones that our opponents need to grab these territories. So I'm happily building cities on top of them. Got the Abbey coming in. What do we want? This won't take too long. Get me one of those. I do have a lot of resource or influence production now, so I'm at 5,000. I'm getting 490. I just finished setting up that last set of like production, the Empire plan, so giving me a lot of benefits and stuff. So it cost me 8,000 to set this up the way it was, so I need at least 8,000 to keep it going, but I just did it, so I've got like 14 turns to get there, so we should have no problem, especially if we increase our influence production a little bit before then. As soon as the winter's over, I do want to try to remember to activate the Dust Walker, or Dust Water. Dust Water, yeah. Cargo docks. We could speed that up. Yeah, why not? It's a little pricey, but it's not too bad. So with that done, granaries are always good, just because we don't have to worry about losing food during the winter time, but we're kind of okay at the moment, so I don't think I need it. We could just get a bit more science. We could get gold as well. Let's do a dust refinery. Here we are set. Well, everything's pretty pricey. Eventually we'll probably just dump some money in here to speed this up. Down here, increase our population, and then coastal batteries. Increased population will help us get stuff done a little faster. So yeah, we've now got 3 Minotaurs, 2 Wargs, and an Ended down here that I've picked up. Holding on just in case anyone wanted to mess with me, or we wanted to do anything, or launch an attack from here onto the coast. Even just if we go wandering around exploring, like there's a lot of ruins we can wander around to and probably get a ton of gold from. But I want these guys a full strength 8 stack, and I want a hero before we go do that. So we need a bit more cash for that. Especially equipping the hero is going to be a bit pricey. Everything else we can kind of do relatively well. This is super cheap. Let's do that. Might pay for this as well. You know what? Yeah, let's just do that. Then I can pull everybody off of massively trying to get food out the door. And we'll get a little science running. And then an Empire Mint. Pay for stuff. Alright. Sarad. This is fine. We're just increasing our trade routes. And we're back here. Alright. We're good to go. I am curious what we might see out here. Unfortunately, the turns are taking quite a while to get through because I'm fiddling with each city as I go, and I've got so many cities now. My empire is huge. I'm surprised I haven't been able to, like, win from just taking over most of the planet. Winter most worrying. It's always a concern when the sages and seers begin to speak in capital letters. Now they're even rolling their eyes and pulling their tresses, speaking of ancient spirits of Auriga or manifestations of the lost. Apparently, the dark season can bring unexpected effects. An ancient air guardian of Auriga is peacefully roaming the wilds, and it's clear that one of these beings of colossal power will be of great asset to your empire. To recreate it, however, you must first defeat it and learn its secrets. First, what was it? Like first, make haste to that region. If you defeat the guardian, the power of the colossus will be yours to command. Before the end of the dark season, locate Ligu and be the first to defeat the guardian roaming there. It's weird because I can research that anyway. Oh, you're going to declare war on me? Like the bloodthirsty profaners, you have eliminated a neighbor. Yes, I have. Oh, they must be messing with me a little bit. I don't know how they're targeting Gimail. They must have some people who've snuck into my empire, because my borders are closed with them. I think I do have some tech coming that I can do to increase security, but it's for each individual city at a time. Population growth? Most likely it is them, but it could even be wild walkers messing with me. It's possible. So, do I know where Ligula is? Go to the quest. I should just be able to like click here and it would go to it. You can pin it. And then can I click here to see? No. I think there's a certain icon that if it's on there you can do that. Do I even know where that is? I don't really pay attention to a lot of the names. Looking on my continent first. Not on my continent. Not down here. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't have any vision of that territory. Okay. Like I said, I'm hoping winter will end soon. We can do a bit more exploring and looking around. These guys will be going a lot faster once that's done, which will help. Let's take a look up here. Since you're fast... Got good vision as well. Okay, it looks like this is the end. But there's at least something we can grab out here. You just stay in the area, just in case. I don't think we'll have like a revolt or anything. I don't think that it works that way. So slow. How far away? You're not that far. Dragon down here. We are going to settle a couple cities here this turn. So that's even more expense out the window. Thing here. Sometimes it's actually easier to see if I just zoom out. So we've got a couple out there. So we'll head that general direction. Relatively slowly. It's just massive headwinds no matter which way you go. That's why the flyers are slow, I guess. Okay, let's get this city settled. Initially, it's a bit of a problem. Mill Foundry. You guys need to just make food so you don't die. Okay. Mill Foundry we just buy. Empire Mint we'll just buy. Then what's the priority? The granary would be very nice. Could just go for some cheap stuff. Just until the population builds up a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. We'll go stronghold, infantry, sewer system. Everyone loves a sewer system. And we'll probably just buy stuff as we go through for the territory. You guys will be doing something very similar. So we're talking here, I guess? Yeah, looks reasonable. So down here, same thing. Mill. Buy it. You need to just be making food, apparently. Go mint. Stronghold, infantry, sewer, library. Literally producing no production at all here. That'll change in the summer. It'll get a little better. Is that all my units? No. Let's just, as we're wandering over, we might as well just head towards any of these pearls we can grab. So we'll plan on that. We're marching all the way down here. So far down here to join up. So you're not moving, you're not moving. Ship. Yeah, everything's just super slow at the moment because of the winter conditions. Alright. Do you have a decent chunk of money? Not great. I think we'll just save it for building up the cities. I'm not going to go any like crazy with units and stuff yet. Like I could grab a couple more units to get this army full, and then we could look at getting a hero later, but probably cost me 4 grand to get a couple units there. So let's just look at our cities and see what we can do. Starting here, Wyverns popping out super quick. We could massively upgrade our science production here. Probably worth doing, although it does take a ton of titanium to do it. Let's do that because we are getting a lot. It's going to go up a lot. After that, I'll probably go back to building some units, and I'll dump everybody out of production into like research and gold. Oh, we had an ancient there. Our last ancient. Where's Fudoro? Let's pop you out. Out of the garrison, and follow your friend down here. So they're both going to join that army down south, with our sister leading the charge down there. Got a Sisters of Battle army down there, full of dragons. Okay, we've got 2 turns set. We should probably get something else going after that. A lot more production capacity here. I don't know that I really need to do that, though. Mainly I need production capacity on the coast where I can build ships. Not so much anywhere else. We could just get a bunch of research. Yeah, we'll just do that. We're going to end up having a lot of places probably like this eventually. We're just almost everybody's bunched up into production of research or gold. And we're just kind of relying on that leftover automatic production to just build something, which is not like a rush. So here... automated production is going to help us get stuff out faster. We could generally get a nice big improvement for everybody. Yeah, we could do that, I guess. Things moving here fairly quickly. This is fine. Yeah, a bit pricey to buy anything out there. I feel like I've been rushing to just build stuff like crazy, and now that I'm kind of running out of things that are useful to build, I don't really know what to do. We might want to add something here. We're in Jurgathor. This is kind of this middle area here. We could just, if we're happy, we get more gold production. Some influence. Yeah, it doesn't cost me any resources, so sure, we'll just get some influence there. The Borough Street will expand the city a bit. I kind of want to see after that what we can do once that's done. Here, I'm trying to get production going so we can start making ships here too. Just pricey. Chapel isn't that pricey to get. Give us 3 more population once it's done, so that's not a terrible idea to rush. I'll do that. You guys are very unhappy at the moment. I mean, I don't blame you. Can we pull somebody off food? Okay, we actually pull you all off food, so that gets us to a decent amount of production. Everyone is very unhappy. Let's head towards a market, because that'll improve. Got a burrow we could get up right away. Extractors we can get, which we probably want to prioritize. Rebuilding the towns, the Dorgeshi, would help me get more population going. Where is it? Down here. Okay, we're all set here. We're set here. Looks fine. Back to our capital. Okay. Please, winter end. For the love of God. It is taking so long. I don't know if they actually do get longer, but it definitely feels like it. Okay, brigade system's done, so it's just a flat, I think, 20 defense for everybody. Next, we're working on a Guardian of the Earth. Built a whole bunch of stuff. And winter is still not over. It's leveling. So yeah, we're kind of running out of these basic things here. Even though I've got 7 production of this, 7 production of that every turn. Only 4 for Adamantian. We've got 4 for Palladian, but we've got a good amount. 4 for Mithrite. 6 for Hyperion. I've grabbed a lot that was around, so I don't know if I'm getting a chokehold on the production or anything. Well, that's interesting. I didn't expect to see... This might be just an island, though. Okay. Not really what I was expecting. Slowly make our way out. I get a bunch of cash coming in. I might just buy some ships as well. The ships are very pricey, though. I mean, all the units actually are quite pricey. Let's go explore this ruin. Some dust, nice. Yeah, we can clearly see the coast here. I do have good vision, so I might just wander out. just to kind of see if I can spot anything out off the coast. And I've got a skill that lets me move normally during winter. That's why I'm kind of using them to scout. Let's try to get you guys all set. Can't quite get you all together as an army yet, but we'll have you very shortly. You're just going to sit tight. We do have some reinforcements coming your way, but they're also going very slow. I don't think there's anything around for me to really do with you, so I'm just going to kind of hang out while the city's in bad shape. Don't see anything of interest here. So there's some pearls way up there. But I think I'm just going to kind of hang out. Okay, you can make it to there, so you grab that. I do have really good vision with the wyverns, so as I move around we can spot a lot more stuff with them. It's part of why I'm building more of them, just nice to have a network. We could also build up towers. I really haven't been building many towers on these foundations and stuff. I haven't really been spending the resources to do it, and maybe I should. Give me a lot more vision of my empire. Kind of staying here in case these guys want to do anything crazy, like suddenly declare war on me. Having a nice big army here is a good deterrent, I think. Like, you mess with me, I'm immediately going to take this territory away from you. Let's just head south as well. Okay, you're not moving, that's it for units. Okay. There could be some pearls out here. I just only have vision on the territory that I directly control, so I don't see a lot of the island. But we could go wandering around. Speaking of that, if I wanted to buy a couple more units. Yeah, over 4 grand to get a couple more units. Just to fill that army out. And then the heroes... that's a new one, I think. Not bad prices, but I'd have to buy them all good gear, and they're going to come with crap to start with, so I'd have to do that. Kind of funny, we could hire a Wild Walker character to kind of lead my army against the Wild Walkers, potentially. But wait for now, I just want to build up my stockpiles of cash. We did build a wyvern, so let's pop you out. For right now, let's just head towards the border. Okay, I've got another wyvern, then imperial funding. After that, how much do these cost me? It's just production. But if I want them to actually do some damage, it costs me pearls. So these have retaliation damage if they're attacked. These do not. So, I mean, we can make towers, they're just not that great for us. Just give us a little bit of view. It's not like the worst thing in the world, because it doesn't cost me gold to keep them active. But once we get this done, I think we're just going to shift everybody around. Okay, up here... do have the resource extractor. Can get more influence. But nothing is really that urgent, honestly. We might have the population. Once the Borough Street's done, I might be able to immediately build another one. I'll kind of wait and see if that's the case. Got a wyvern coming up here. That's fine. I don't think there's anything... Yeah, just increasing our production, which I'm not really worried about up here. I want to save the money for those colonies we just took over and just settled. So you just kind of passively move it along. Good. This is fine for the moment. We do have more production in the summer as well. The winter affects our overall production. It decreases it. That's acceptable. Okay, after the refinery. Probably a Borough Street. Where do we want it? Could incorporate the city. Or we could add more ocean tiles. Let's expand out into the ocean a bit. Coastal batteries. We can get another borough up. That's probably what I'm going to do. Cargo dock would be nice, though. If I go burrow, I could grab a whole bunch of ocean tiles, which is going to give me a bunch of gold income. It's just reduced right now because it's winter. Some research. Lots of research. Yeah, there's a good chunk of research, but mainly we want you building ships, probably. So let's grab that. Would like the public granaries on these new places so we can get the population moving and doing better things. That's crazy cheap. We'll just buy that. It's fine. Do the same here. Just buy whatever it is. It's going to be very cheap because it's kind of low-level stuff. Okay. Please tell me that winter is going to end. It's already been a number of turns of winter before I started recording. I kind of was thinking I would go ahead and try to get through the winter because everything's so slow in the winter. But I felt like it's got to be close to the end, and I was about to wipe out the Forgotten there, so... Gimel has been targeted again, but this time, enemy spy was partially wounded during execution of the action, but remained hidden. So we at least did some damage. Do we stick to the coast or check this out? I'm kind of curious about that, but let's keep an eye on things. Oh, that's where the Guardian is. Okay. Fairly far away. Kind of in the middle of the Wild Walker territory. Alright. out to sea with you. I'm gonna keep looking, just because I want to see what we can see out here, just reveal as much of the map as possible. We've got huge vision range. Okay. There might be nothing, but there could be an island. Could just be an ocean tile, though. You're not moving. You're not moving. Here, I think we can finally get everybody linked up. So you join in the army. It's actually a pretty strong army here. We've got now 2 Scythers. Be 3 Ancients in there. It's a pretty chunky army. Can't get you in this time. We need the movement to get into the same tile. So next turn we'll have that full. Let's just head out. Travel down the road, see if we spot anything. You guys are going way down here. Same, head on down. My new baby wyvern will just head west. Head for that one. It is nice that you can click on this and it'll actually stay, so next turn this yellow will stay. So if you can kind of remember, like, oh, I was actually headed to that, that's what I was going to do. Sometimes you don't remember where you were going, what you're planning to do with a unit. It's very helpful. I think you've got to go all the way around to get there. That's irritating. Fine, just go there then for now. Maybe we just ignore that. There is more up here, but the flyers are probably better at getting that anyway. You can grab those 2. And then that one, you keep heading west. Like I said, I'm not sure. Like, Morkdra doesn't really have a lot that's useful. Marijuana does. There's Adamantium and Titanium, which I still do need. And all the locals are dead, so I can rebuild them, and they'll be fine. Whereas up here, there's still locals that I haven't pacified. Back to the capital. Funding in 1 turn. That's bonkers. Probably just pull everybody off of production here. We got another wyvern. Let's pull you out first. I want you 2 to link up, so we'll do that before. I want to have at least 2 of these guys together for exploring. But in here, I don't know that I really need more ground forces. I can build units, march them down to the coast, and send them out to sea. But in the winter, like, that takes forever. So I may just hold off and just massively boost my cash production, and then we can use it to buy stuff somewhere else and get some ships quickly. I can make things at higher level here too, so when I build units in my capital, they do come out at a higher tier. So these guys right out of the bat are level 9 already to start with, which is pretty crazy. Okay, if we pull most of you and put you in cash, put the rest of you into research, it's still 1 turn. Then I should be working on something. About... Yeah, give me another ancient. Still pumping them out super quick. 466 without anybody contributing is crazy. Okay, we need something going up here. Town Crier's not bad. Might do that. Been burning through my pearls like crazy, so I'm able to build a lot of things like this that require pearls. We might want to shift out of being super productive here as well. 4 turns. We're doing a good amount of research here. At least split you in half there. Let's get 3 on cash, too. For now, we'll just do that. This is fine. Similar. Sounds very grumpy. So we can get another burrow here right away. Probably worth it. Let's see. Where's my center? So to have something level up, we need a bunch of these districts. We need 4 next to it. I don't know if we even can. Got district there. There's the center district. So I only have 2 on it. So I could build 2. It's just at a certain point, you're just not getting much out of them. Just to level something up a little bit. 4 research, and 10 gold. Let's do that. $3,000. Yeah, I'm not paying $3,000 for that. You can build it slowly. That's fine. Jerkador is not very happy. We have expanded a bit. So, can we make people here happier? I'm missing glass steel. So, I think we have to buy some glass steel. So with that, then we can do Imperial News Network. Yeah. Will take a while. People will get happier over time, generally. I do have some research coming that'll help that as well. It's a bit down the road, though. Just the bigger and bigger your population is, the unhappier and unhappier everybody gets. So yeah, it's getting pretty bad everywhere. Yeah. Gonna have to start putting a bit more into doing that. I've done a lot to improve happiness generally across the board, but just have to have things adjust over time and hopefully improve. I mean, at least we're still kind of in content. Yeah, this is fine for now. I'll worry about the rest of it later. Yeah, people generally unhappy everywhere. It's kind of, well, they're not unhappy, they're content everywhere, but they're not happy anymore. And everyone was happy before. Grabbing 3 more cities quickly like that. Causing trouble. We've got a couple extractors here we can get. Palladian. Go. And then dust water as well. Okay. fine. Just buy that. Same here. We're now at 2K, plus 2K. Wow. 8,200 in stock, 2,381 being produced. Crazy. Okay. Winter, end. Wine ran out. We have enough. Keep it going. That's the only thing making people happy is an ample supply of wine. And winter is still not over. Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad I grabbed early on. Which territory was it? Might have been Samoa. Samoa or Mean, might have been Mean, had like multiple wine, so I grabbed so I could actually have an ample supply of wine coming in. Speaking of which, yeah, I've got 380, so even though it does cost a lot, I'm getting 14 every turn coming in. So yeah, we can keep that going for a long time. I could activate the spices, that would make people a little happier. We could activate the dust water, also make people happier. I kind of want to wait till we get to summer so I can massively improve my gold coming in. I didn't renew this a while ago because I thought that winter was almost over, but it seems like it just keeps going. And going, and going. Okay. Here. Let's merge you two together. It looks like there's something there. Makes me suspicious. Can't quite see, but I think that's land. Alright, I'm gonna get you fully loaded up. Seen anything here? No. Yes, we're harvesting fairy blood over here. Or pixie blood. Pixies don't need all their blood, right? That's how that works, I think. Guys. Let me zoom in, I don't know where you are. You're over here somewhere. There you are. Yeah, just stay there. Yes, you go get that. Let's just continue west. Let the flyers pick the stuff up. Yeah, these usually have like a pretty good speed. It's kind of weird they're dropped so much. Oh, that's the nasty Cthulhu tentacle monster army there. Just suddenly popped up again. Hoping it's not going to attack me. I think as long as we're in here, we're fine. I could be wrong. I can't believe how fastly we're just pumping these guys out here. Just checking to see if I can build anything else, because we do want to build as many districts as possible. That we're kind of in that race to 15 in a city. It's kind of based on how your population you have. 9 turns till we get another pop. I'm just going to keep pumping out these ancients, I think, because these guys require some resources that I need for the cities. These guys just need gold, and we've got plenty of gold, so we'll just do that. That. $2,000. I mean, I am at 10K, but still. Maybe another turn before I do that. Because we've got some cities we want to spend some cash on. Could do this now. Yeah, I'm going to do that because it's going to speed everything else up. Got that in a turn. Give me the market right away. So, Dorgeshi. Canal system only helps me in the summer. We've got some production we might want to get going here. We could just throw out a burrow, too. That's not crazy hard. Let's do that. Give me that right away. Straight up unhappy down here. Throw a public library at them. You can have your sewer system right away. Enjoy. Everyone enjoys a sewer system. Yeah, I'll have to see after that what I want to do. Okay. Let's roll it forward and see what happens. Okay, we finished the Earth Guardian. We can set him up. Lots of stuff constructed. Industry hit. Partially wounded. So this is Teros, which is these guys over here. And winter is still not over. Yeah. You're starting to irritate me with your spies. I'm not super happy about that. I thought I made a lesson of the other spy empire. I might have to just absorb you into the Protectorate too, but I'm having a hard time keeping everybody happy is kind of the issue. Alright, let's see if we can get through a turn and maybe actually get to the end of the winter. Fortunately, we've got lightning ahead of me. If I stay here, I'm going to take damage at the end of the turn. So let's go out. Come on down. What do we see? So that's not taken over by anybody. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen any Wild Walker ships in this area. They did have a navy come down and fight me earlier and limped off with one survivor when I had two. That was a long time ago. They definitely could have recovered by now. Okay, the sea monster left. Let's just walk on back. Alright, I've got you at full strength. I could take the sea and just start causing issues. Probably want to head down to Lyracy, cross over to Marin, and then cross over to the continent down here and just explore. Certainly a possibility. So we need this guy to level up as well, I think. Is it this guy that's not? Yeah, he needs to get to level 8. And we'll have that last quest thing done. Fortunately, fairly slow. Fly up to the border and see what you're doing over here. Small army wandering around. That's in my territory, right? Yeah. Brand new baby wyverns will also head to the coast, I guess. Or the border, I mean. We'll just kind of spy on them a bit. Capital is Dells, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Karandar or Dells at the capital. I've got to have vision of the city to actually know for sure. There's only 2 guys defending the city, 130 defense. Security is not that great. All that information right there. Alright. Just going to pump out some ancients, apparently. And we can send them across, I suppose. I guess, so Marin here. We could send the ancients to join this army, potentially. We'll have to cross the water to get there, though. But I should be building something. I've got so much production just passively here. I should be working on something at all times. Even just basic infantry guys. Right, we can design a Geos. That is true. Alright, well, we mainly have like these resources more than these. Just because we've kind of been running down at Adamantium and I had to buy a bunch. We've got a lot of Palladium. We've got a decent amount of Hyperion. So what is this one? 450 health, 60 attack, 50 defense. Circular attack, strike back. Pretty darn good. No damage increase. It's a huge health improvement. So sure, we can plan on that. Give you a giant big ol' club. Then, for an item, Shared Wisdom. Don't know what that does. Let's find out. So Shared Wisdom, +1 morale to adjacent units. Intimidation Aura. Less initiative for adjacent opponents when attacking or defending. That's not bad. Glory or Death. +1 morale per adjacent enemy. So if you're surrounded, you are fine. If you lose a bunch of morale, you're just not going to do anything on your turn. Free counter is what I have on the other one. I kind of like the idea. So we can counterattack twice instead of just once when we're attacked. Considering he's going to hit like a truck and do a bunch of damage. Well, it's not actually that much. He's just very, very tough. So honestly, you do have a massive amount of defense, but your damage is a little low. Yeah, none of the weapons increases the damage he does. So the counterattack, I mean, it's not bad because we can tank with him like crazy. So I think that's fine. And I have a good amount of Palladium. So that's how we're going to design you. So I could actually just start working on one. I have all the resources. 41 is pretty pricey. How much am I producing? 4 a turn. Tempting. Yeah, why not? Wait a minute. What's this? Why am I selecting a place to build it? I don't think I've actually built one of these guys yet. Let's see what it says on them. I wonder if these guys are limited, because the other guy didn't leave that territory. So if I build him, does he have to stay in that territory forever? Can I not order him to go somewhere else? If I can't order them to go somewhere, that's kind of not great. I feel like that makes them less, much less useful to me. Unless I, could just build one, take an enemy territory, build one immediately with cash. Well, let's just stick with what we've got. Town Criers. Anything else? No, it's fine for now. Still have a ways to go here. Dust Refinery is tempting. Can build ships, though, now. Pretty quickly, actually. Surprised it's that fast, honestly. Yeah, get me a fire ship. Really just looking at what I'm building over here, not really anything else. Do I have anything else useful I can do here? The Abbey. We can throw that on this. I guess we could do that. I I don't think we lose the production because we already have a gatherer on the tile. Still not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how it works. What do we want to turn this territory into? Mainly it's just kind of production, but we are on the border here at the moment. I don't really want to go to war because it's tanking my happiness so much by having expanded. Just throw burrows out wherever I can, basically. Try to get you to level up the city. Or do we just grab something useful? Head towards the coast. Yeah, let's head towards the coast. So we'll expand out and we can maybe eventually get some ships built too. Can we get anything to make you happier? Super cheap, we'll get you in. A lot of extractors. Let's get the other Dorgeshi village rebuilt. Just going to increase my population that way. Then, titanium, I think. We really need titanium. And there's 2 of them here, which will help a lot. Let's just buy your super system for you. The granary, so we can always just buy it. Same here, I might just want the granary. Okay. Gonna end this turn and see if the winter ends. If it does or doesn't, that's probably going to be it either way. Just ridiculous how long this is taking for this winter to end. If it doesn't end, I might go ahead and activate both my boosters, because this is getting kind of crazy. If it does end, I don't need the food booster. Hey, look at that. Holy crap, finally. Okay, we get some stuff done. Summer's over, finally. Some wild units running around. Up to level 14 here. So this is in my capital, where this guy's at. I think we'll just go security, I guess. Okay, winter's over. We're already plus 4,000. Let's activate. Let's get 50% more gold. We'll also make everybody happier, so that's generally going to be nice. So I think I'll go ahead and do the units, and then we'll end it, instead of cycling through everything. Just because I know it's going to drive everybody nuts. Anybody who's interested. Look at this, we can move! We can move so much! Got a little fortress here. I mainly want to kind of check out the borders, and then if I'm going to attack anything, I think leaving the neutrals, but maybe going after the ones controlled by the Wild Walkers once we get around. But they might have a couple fleets over here, and I might just get destroyed. That's certainly a possibility. Alright, my other ship, we are building up the fleet here. I kind of wonder, there isn't an underwater, like, fish people faction, and I wonder if they can have... I don't know if they can fight ships directly, or if they can have leaders with their fish forces and fight ships. But you can't normally have a leader with your fleets. You can send your units, like ground units, out across water, but I don't know if they're incredibly susceptible to being killed at that point, or if you can actually fight with them at sea. I would assume you just get wiped out if you run into some kind of navy that wants to attack you. There's just nothing you can do about it. Okay, we should be able to make some good progress here, just moving people around. Look at that, just massive movement flying across. And with the amount of cash I have coming in, we can maybe do some crazy stuff. You are also going to come down here. Yeah, just covering so much ground. So happy when the winter's over. The winter is just a drag. Even more than like a real winter. Okay. I could leave one of these guys out here kind of looking around, but we could also build a watchtower. This wouldn't be a bad spot to have one, actually. While I'm thinking about it. Donadan. Let's just set one up, even if it is just a viewing. Just a lookout is fine. Just because I really want to have the vision out here. I think for a little while I will keep somebody out here. These guys do have really good vision until we get that built. Okay, you're going to stay put. I think the plan, we're going to head on down, we're going to cross over and head over into the other continent with you to go looking around, looking for a fight, looking for things we can mess with, problems we can cause, all that kind of stuff. But look at this, we cover so much ground on our roads. It's fantastic. After all this time, you'd think like in the cities and on the roads it wouldn't be quite so bad in the winter, but it's still awful. Just slows everything down so much. Don't see anything. We do have some pearls up here, so let's head for the pearls. I used a lot of pearls the last 10 or so turns. Going into the winter, through the winter, just using massive amounts of them. Okay, so Dells is the capital, so we can see that now, little icon there. Do have some towers looking around. Grab that, let's fly back there. That's across the border. I don't really want to irritate them too much. We have closed borders with each other. I'm not sure what happens if we just ignore it and just go for it. I don't know if that just degrades our happiness with each other or if it actually becomes a problem. So this is neutral. Can actually get up and around, so let's just grab that. We do have Moonleaf, which is very good. Some ruins. There's a life tree, so it wouldn't be a bad place to have a city down over in this area. Igloo, larva. Gives us some food and stuff, so that's not bad too. Okay, it's not a terrible area, and we are kind of running low on glass steel a little bit. So I could expand. It is going to make everybody unhappy though, but I'm not in a rush to do that. No, we missed you. I don't see any pearls in my territory. We could make him paranoid. See me flying around, checking things out. I just kind of wander around the border, keep an eye on things. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for today. So we have expanded fully down into here. We're finally able to maybe start making some moves as the fleet gets up and around and heads down. It's taken way too long to do that. If we can build some stuff down here, we can immediately challenge in this area. I might just take this fleet. It's dangerous crossing this because of that giant monstrous army fleet that's out here. I'd like to come down and grab this and then maybe make a push in on him and at least take these naval zones away from him. Even if I don't conquer them completely, even if, well, I kind of need to conquer them completely. He's got them under control. I'm not sure if we take one away from him, what will happen. If he'll lose control of the zone then. But we could maybe take those out, because like I don't control this zone, and I've got one of them. But the other one is neutral. So if he's got one and I've got one, I don't know what it's going to do as far as the terrain goes. But we will have to declare war to do that. But I've got plenty of influence to do that. That's fine. And if things are really bad, I can always immediately force him to have peace with me. But I kind of feel like we really need to sort of shut down the Wild Walkers a bit and slow them down. But yeah, I'm surprised there isn't like a conquer a certain percentage of the globe, because we've just massively expanded and just nothing has popped up. As far as quests and things go, we still have taking that guy out, which isn't really a priority. This one we could do if we build up another fleet. And this one I still haven't found Masan, which is just nuts. So it's got to be somewhere in here. It might be on the coast, like it might be right over here, not too far away, but this other empire being in the way has really slowed down my advancement. If we can take over the entire continent, that would be interesting. I don't know that I want to, considering how it's messed with my happiness so much the more I've expanded. I kind of feel like we're at a good point where I don't really want to expand much at all, at least not for a while. Now we do have one more settler, so like I could grab another territory, but I'm not even sure I really want to do that. I might anyway, but yeah, sort of the way the campaign's going. And you can see we're on turn 232. It's getting pretty nuts. But this has been more of Endless Legend. I've been Disturbing Puppet playing as the Drakken. Hopefully I will see you again another time. Until then, have a good one.